my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car, wake up in a bar. I'll be a superstar, just on my avatar. This world is so bizarre, empty out the reservoir. Yeah, I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? Sometimes you need to let loose, grab juice, get goose, tattoos, taboos, get screwed. Loosen up, buttercup, all those hate comments will never make you feel enough. We're all adequate graduates, heart full of calluses, but we know calculus. Damn, ain't that fabulous? Can't wait to apply all those mathematicus. But we can't get a job that pays us enough. I'm about to pop off. Fuck you, you're lost. We all know that we never really want a boss. So I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. Yeah, I'ma do what I want to, something I can't undo. I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me? I'm taking 6 shots, yeah, straight to the face. And I wanna get lost, I'm sick of this place. Don't know how to stop when I'm feeling this way. So I'm taking 6 shots till I'm feeling okay. I think I'm going crazy, don't think I'll get home safe. So I'm taking 6 shots, all straight to the face. I'm taking 6 shots, are you coming with me?
Hello, hello, hello. Breaking news, breaking news. Welcome to Southern Truth. Breaking news. Apparently, the assassin of Charlie Kirk has been captured. We're just waiting for a press conference for the latest update. Now, this broke out early hours, well, early this morning, American time. Donald Trump, the president, was on Fox and Friends this morning, announcing that the assassin of Charlie Kirk has been captured. We are going live to a press conference, and I'll just put it up. I don't know if it's live just yet. We're just waiting for it to begin. So we'll just put this up and we'll just talk about it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. Sorry, I have been not live because I had been spending time with my daughter and also my granddaughter. I went on a vacation with Shay to spend time with my daughter for her 18th birthday and also to see my granddaughter for the very first time. It does help with my mental health. The mental health is more of a family situation rather than a condition that I have. It's a family situation. Well, here we go. They are doing a mic check right now, and we're giving you the live press conference for the latest update into the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, it doesn't matter what political side you are, whether you're left, right, Democrat, Republican, or moderate, independent. No one should be killed just for having a different opinion. You can say whatever you want, but when you decide to cross that line and to give your point to the other person by a bullet to the neck, head, or whatever it shall be, in my honest opinion, you're a piece of dirt, you're a piece of scum. Charlie Kirk started when he was 18 years of age. He had a vision, he had a dream, he had a conviction that the best way to put across a conversation is by sitting at a table at colleges around America, and predominantly he has been overseas as well, to have a open dialogue debate on any discussions. And many people may not agree with him, but I can tell you right now, there's a shit lot of other people out in this world that do agree with him. Now, this has been labelled as a political assassination. Charlie Kirk was not a political person. Well, what I'm saying by political person, he wasn't in a political party per se. Yes, he endorsed Donald Trump. Many people will say that he helped him win the 2016 election. Many people say he helped him win the latest election. But Charlie Kirk is a man of integrity, is a man of faith, a man of courage, and he's a man of true, deep conviction. And once again, whether you believe him, like him, don't like him, whatever, no one gives the right to put a bullet just because you had a different opinion. However, if this is the way the world has become now, because if you do not like somebody because they have a different opinion than you, is that okay to put a bullet to their neck, to their head, or predominantly to their body? This is the father who's left behind 2 young children and a lovely wife. I'll say for those people that want to engage in violence of hate or revenge, think about if this was you that got shot. Think about what you will leave behind. Children, a loved one, a wife, a husband, your parents, hey, maybe your grandparents, aunties, uncles, cousins, nieces, nephews. The pain goes way deeper than what it does. All because someone has a different opinion than the other side. They think it's okay to take that other person out. Now, I will say I don't like some people in the community as well, especially here on YouTube, that I do not wish death upon them. I don't wish any harm on them just because I have a different opinion than they do. I wish them well. And furthermore, I don't advocate any violence whatsoever. We should have open dialogue. I've had debates on this channel in the past as well over the COVID situation and political things, true crime, even sport and music. That it still doesn't give a right for a person who has a different opinion to take a form of act of violence. And in this situation with Charlie Kirk, a bullet, just to get the message across. Let's see if they got we're still waiting for the press conference to come up. It still doesn't give anyone the right. Doesn't matter what political side you sit on. But if this is the world that we live in, if this is the way that it's now going to become, just because you don't like a certain opinion, if this is the answer, that you take violence upon them. Let's be clear. This isn't the first one. And by gee, it won't be the last either. The other thing that I find it hard to comprehend and to swallow, when people say we need to calm the temperature down, calm it down. What many people want, how about bringing Charlie Kirk back, eh? He didn't deserve this. Now, there are prominent leftists out there that say, yeah, he did deserve this. What right did you have to say that Charlie Kirk deserved this? Do you think about the children? Do you think about his lovely wife that is left behind? Of course you don't, because you're a piece of dirt. You're a piece of scum. If you wish violence upon somebody else just because you have a different opinion, a different ideology, or whatever, and you want to take it upon yourself to pull the trigger or to hit someone over the head with the lock chain or to stab somebody in the neck and let them bleed to death, like that young lady on the train who was a Ukrainian refugee who want to make a better life in America, do you think it's okay? Now I'll tell you a story that happened 2 weeks ago just down the road in my city. A man and his girlfriend were inside a chemist drugstore in America, and they had the boyfriend literally assaulted his girlfriend inside the chemist drugstore, dragged her out of the chemist drugstore into public, and literally beat her, kicked her in the head, and pulled a knife out on her in front of the other shoppers in broad daylight. He robbed her with money. He did get arrested, but due to the jurisdictions, not just here in Australia, but around the world, it failed. The guy is released on bail. He's walking the streets, and I would not be surprised he's back with his girlfriend doing the exact same shit he did 2 weeks ago down at a local shopping centre. He beat his girlfriend to a pulp. She was bloody. She was stabbed by her boyfriend in front of everybody. There's violence everywhere. And I don't condone violence. But how are you going to put a stop to the violence? It's a bigger task than anything else. I don't have the answer. But many people out in this society think that an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. If someone attacks me, to therefore I shall attack back. In some cases, those that retaliate in self-defense, you get more of its punishment than the perpetrator that actually did the act in the first place. That's the way the jurisdiction is in this world. They take the right for you to defend yourself against perpetrators, against your enemy, per se. Charlie Kirk did not go to this university in Utah to attack anybody, to seek revenge against anybody, to seek any violence towards anybody. All he did was have an open discussion, open debate, and I think it was the second question, which was about gun violence with transgenders. The next minute, boom, one shot to the neck. Good night, Irene. One shot. Now, apparently, this assassin has been captured. We're waiting for the press conference. Apparently, he's a 22-year-old man. Apparently, his father dobbed him in, gave him up. We probably get the name of the suspect that's been arrested. And we will bring you live. We're just waiting for the press conference to start. But this shouldn't be this way. It should never happen. Unfortunately, it did. And I pray for Charlie Kirk's family, his friends, his colleges that he worked with at Turning Point USA. And at Turning Point Australia, they're shattered. The guy that runs it here in Australia, his name's Joel. He's getting prepared for a nationwide protest here in Australia on Saturday, the 13th. And I've been hearing it. We need to take our country back. How are you going to do this when the other side are killing people? Literally. Did that take? That's what it takes? The other side to kill people just because they have a different opinion. They don't like you. Obviously, this is what it seems to be right now. If they don't like you, if they don't like your skin color, your religion or faith, your opinion, you'll be lucky to walk the street alive. You'll be lucky that you won't get a bullet in the back of your head. But Charlie Kirk did. Heck, last year, Donald Trump took a bullet. And a lucky son of a bitch, he survived. But what if Donald Trump didn't survive? What would have happened then? The tables would have turned, wouldn't it? The tables would have turned. I guarantee you, if one of the leftists gets shot, there'll be fucking riots and protests like it was with the George Floyd protest. You have to ask yourself, does it have to happen this way? Now, maybe, just maybe, this changed the whole landscape that you can't have open dialogue anymore in colleges and universities because of this. I'm all for open dialogue. I'm all for open transparency. I'm all for debate. What I'm not for Some arseholes out there, well, let's put it bluntly, some motherfuckers out there that don't have a fucking brain cell decide to take it upon themselves to cross that line and start doing shit and acts of violence just to put a message across. So how are we going to stop this? How are we going to stop this violence from happening? Does anybody have an answer? I'm hearing people say, we need to rise up. I've been hearing that for the last fucking 30 years. We need to rise up. We need to do this. We need to do that. Okay. How are you going to rise up? Because what I saw over the COVID period, there were so many fucking groups. So many. All have a common cause that want less government. But because they have their own ideology, their own pride got in the way, their own ego got in the way, and therefore most of them were fractured. Now we've got this nationwide protest that's happening on the 13th of September, which is this Saturday in Australia. And there's one over in the UK. All these people come out of the woodwork again. Rightfully so. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But they're only there for the short term. They're not there for the long haul. They're there for the feel-good moment. So what's going to happen now? We're saying Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. Before that, we saw a young woman get stabbed in the neck on a local train. Nobody stopped the assassin. Matter of fact, one guy was filming it on a fucking cell phone. What a piece of shit it is. But is this the way the world become now? It doesn't matter which side of it is. Doesn't matter. In my honest opinion, politics should never fucking got involved in this. But it did. But it did. And unfortunately, in my honest opinion, this won't be the last one either. I don't have all the answers, but I do have opinions. It's going to get worse before it gets better, unfortunately. Unless there's a massive shift to stop all the violence, to stop all the fucking idiocy, this will continue to happen. I heard early today, Australian time, that Andrew Tate had put something on him, said that he's the next one on the list to be taken out. That's his word, not mine. Any conservative, independent media out there, where Alex Jones or Stephen Crowder or Ben Shapiro, Tim Pool, anybody, they could be the next person because the other side don't like your opinion. Well, quite frankly, they just simply do not like you. So you have to ask yourself a question. What do the people do now? Sit back, do nothing, sit on your hands underneath your fucking ass, or do you go out there and have open dialogue? Let's see what's being said here.
But we'll do our best on that.
Coming up in regard to the capture of the assassin of Charlie Kirk. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't done so. Also, leave your comments in the chat room. I'll read the comments. We should get together, eh? You might hate me. You might not like me. You might have a different opinion. You give a shit. We all have a voice. You can call me all the names under the sun. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. Quite frankly, nothing new. So we do have a live conference coming up. Just waiting for the live press conference from Utah in regard to the assassin of Charlie Kirk. Apparently he's been captured. Apparently his father has dobbed him in for some reason.
1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3
1 2 3 1 2 3. Check.
He said it's extremely low.
Yeah.
And we'll see how this plays out, eh? We'll see how this
Well,
plays
we
out.
are hearing that it's not going to be now. We do not have an exact start time. We're told that we will hopefully get.
Apparently
5
Donald
minutes
Trump
running
wrote
when
this
that
out on
happens.
Fox
I'm
and
seeing
Friends.
press officials are gathering on the balcony above me, but no word yet on exactly when.
Apparently,
We'll be able to give you a 5-minute warning.
The person is 22 years of age. That's what's been said, but we'll see if it's been confirmed in this press conference. There has been photos of the assassin that's been around. There's also been video footage that's been shared around overnight and whatnot. Apparently, there were some type of writing on the shell casing and a specific ideology message in FIFA, so to speak. My only question is, does this assassin act alone? I don't think so. I think there's an organisation that funded this. I don't think this is just a lone shooter. Yeah, it might have been one shooter, but I don't think he acted alone. There's more puppets behind the scenes, like the Wizard of Oz. I pull the curtain and there's the man. I think this person was radicalized by some type of agenda, by an activist group that has a different opinion. And yeah, it's one thing I don't like when people just keep going to the conclusion, mental health, mental illness. I say this, you got to be pretty fucking insane to go out your way to do physical and serious harm to another person. Or because you don't like that person and also you have a different opinion. You have to be pretty fucking insane. In my honest opinion, it's got nothing to do with fucking mental health. It's got to do with stupidity. Absolute stupidity. Many people think, oh, this, you shouldn't be talking about this, Jamie. You're in Australia. Fuck, it happens here in Australia too. That's because it's in America. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen here in Australia. Of course it fucking does. Like I said 2 weeks ago, I saw a fucking man beat up his fucking girlfriend. Literally left her bloody. He pulled a knife out on her. Stabbed her. Kicked her in the head. Hunked her. Robbed her of some of money. In front of everybody in the open public. The guy got arrested, but due to the jurisdiction and the lack of law, the guy got released on bail, walking the streets. And you can see all the fucking billboards around here about fucking domestic violence and shit. Advertisements on the TV for law. You see advertisements on the radio stations for law, advocating against domestic violence. But yet, many witnesses just saw fucking domestic violence in the open public. And the guy got let off on bail. Go figure. And this is the way that the society now became. Until they fix up the jurisdictions all across the world, this is going to continue to happen, unfortunately. And I don't want to sugarcoat it. Is that right at the end of the tunnel? Assuming so, but it's a long, long fucking journey. A long journey. And unfortunately, and I hate to say this,
build a website you love with
I hate to say this, you could be the next one. Unfortunately, you could be the next one. And I don't wish that upon anybody. I do not wish violence. I don't advocate violence. I condone this. I condone the violence 100%. But there are crazy motherfuckers out in this world that want to do harm. Or because they don't like you for whatever reason and they have a different opinion. My saying is this: opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. You can disagree with anybody. You can not like the topic at hand. It doesn't give you the right to go out your own way, to cross that fucking line, to act of violence, and to put a fucking message across to the other person just because you think you're right, they're wrong. And I know certain people who think this way. I don't associate with them anymore. They know who they are. They know who they are. Putting out false fucking contracts and offering them money to have a fight and shit like that. Or because they don't like the person, they have a different opinion. Who does this? People say it's like fucking kindergarten, backyard fucking school bullshit. Well, it escalated beyond that. It's fucking brain fucking washing from whatever ideology you believe. And it needs to stop. But this is just going to continue on. More lives are going to be destroyed. More families are going to be destroyed. All because different opinions. Different ideologies. Obviously, this was premeditated. Didn't happen overnight. It was planned, in my opinion. No matter which way you twist, turn, whatever, this should never, ever happen. Or, more importantly, it should never have come to this point. But the reality is, it did. It did. Well, because someone had a deep conviction within their heart to have open dialogue with anybody, no matter what race, religion, skin color, no matter. You can talk on any topic. And Charlie Kirk was open to discuss things with you. But unfortunately, some fucking knucklehead out there wants to
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
pull the trigger. 1 testicle, 2 testicle, 3 testicle. Mic check, mic check. 1 booby, ha ha ha. 2 booby, ha. Look at him, I've got 2 boobies. They please smash the like button, please share, and also, you're welcome to come on the chat room. Have a discussion. Oh, sit back, relax, have some popcorn, and let's see what this press conference comes out with. Did they indeed capture the assassin? Apparently so, according to Donald Trump. Apparently he's 22 years of age. Apparently his father gave him up. So we'll just sit and watch and see what happens. I've got my cell phone beside me, it's blowing up. Look at this, messages. We are waiting for a press conference in Utah. Let's see how this unfolds. What new information will they give to the general public? If there is any new information. Yeah, well, all we can do is sit here and wait and see what happens. It's a tragic event. No matter which way you look at it, it is a tragic event. I've seen and heard all the fucking conspiracies out there relating this. It's all bunch of fucking bullshit. Absolute bullshit. That's the problem with certain events like this. The first thing people jump to is conspiracy theories. What about his fucking wife and his 2 children that's left behind? Is that a fucking conspiracy theory? Is it? What about the actual people that were down there in front of him and literally saw the fucking thing? Is that a conspiracy theory? An absolute fucking joke. Absolute fucking joke. Then you had a certain fucking TV program, TMZ, fucking celebrating with the announcement of Charlie Kirk's death. Who fucking celebrate shit like this? Those that don't have a fucking brain cell, they're the ones that celebrate. They wish death upon somebody. And celebrate death. Who fucking does that? Who fucking celebrates death? Unfucking believable. Unfucking believable. But society say this is okay. No, it's fucking not. I like to know who fucking tell these people that it's okay. I want to find out who the fucking main culprit is that tells this society that it's okay to celebrate death. Seriously. We should be celebrating life. We should be celebrating Charlie Kirk's life, what he stood for. Whether you might not like him, you might not agree with him, but give the man credit. He had fucking deep conviction. He had courage. Quite frankly, he had a big set of fucking balls. And that's a lot I can say for many people out in the society that won't even fucking do even a little speck of the work that Charlie Kirk did. Open dialogue. Go to rallies. Meet your fucking council member, mayor, local members of parliament, maybe even federal parliament. And I can say, all honesty, I'm not tuning my horn. I've done that. And I still continue to do this. We should be loving one another, but unfortunately, it's easier said than done. Because there's certain people in this world that want to fucking hate. And there's another thing too, you can't fight hate with hate. You fight hate with love. You may not win all the time, but you will conquer it eventually. Fight hate with love, compassion, and more importantly, have a deep conviction within your heart. That's all you need to do. You don't need violence just to get revenge, to get even. No. You don't need to do that. You do not. So we're still waiting for the press conference. Could happen any minute. Could happen at any moment now. We're sitting here waiting patiently. Just like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Well, mic check the panel.
Hello, hello, testing, testing. Hi, everyone. We are 4 minutes out from starting the press conference. Thank you.
Okay. 4-minute countdown. 4 minutes to countdown to the press conference. Okay. We will bring it live. We will bring it live. We will show it live, uninterrupted. And we'll see how this unfolds. What new information is there today. You never know. You never know what surprises may come, if there is any. But apparently, the word out there, the rumor is that the assassin of Charlie Kirk has been captured. He's 22 years of age. And apparently his father gave him up. So we'll see how this plays out. We'll find out who this person is, and
They just asked me
yeah.
to get in the show, so I'm here, but I don't know which camera.
But this should never have happened. This should never have happened, but unfortunately, it did. It's a tragic event. Tragic event. And I know that the death penalty in Utah, so this person, whoever done it, is facing the death penalty. So whether you agree with capital punishment or not, unfortunately, the state of Utah still has the death penalty. One of few states in America that still has the death penalty. We're just moments away from the press conference. He's taking a selfie. She's taking a selfie. Okay. You got to do what you got to do, I suppose. And you got to put it up on TikTok or Instagram. What are you going to do, love? Yeah? What are you going to do? Put it on a Snapchat. That's what they do nowadays, don't they? They take a selfie and put it on social media. Whatever. You can do what you want. I can't tell what you can or cannot do. But what I will say is people should not engage in violence.
Yeah.
People should not engage in any violence whatsoever. But they do. Unfortunately, there's stupid people in this world that do engage in violence. And this shit happens. Lives get destroyed. We don't think about the repercussions of what damage you do to other people. Oh, it's a cruel world out there, man. It's a cruel, cruel world. I'm just lucky that my neighborhood, we all encourage each other. We all look out for each other. That's my neighborhood. Your neighborhood could be the same too. I don't know. It could be. You might like your neighbor. You might have a neighborhood community that you all respect one another. My neighborhood, we all respect one another. We all look out for each other.
Similar kinds of characters. You saw last night, that would be the governor, that would be the Utah Public Safety.
That's the way it should be.
That would be Cash Patel.
Building community on love, not hate. There's so many nationalities that live in my neighborhood. We don't care where you come from. We care where your heart is at. That's the main difference. Where your heart is at. You show love, compassion. Other people are going to say that. They're going to feed off that. And they will give it back. If you show hate, anger, violence, they don't want nothing to do with you. They simply don't. It's about bringing communities together, not fucking separating them. And unfortunately, what I can say, what other people can say, doesn't really sink into a lot of people. Because this shit keeps happening. This shit. And you should be concerned. It is worrying. And in some cases for people, it can be terrifying to some. So we're just waiting for the press conference to start any second now. And we'll hear it uninterrupted from Utah in regards to the Charlie Kirk assassin being captured. That's the message that's been out there. That's what's been put out there. Donald Trump mentioned it this morning on Fox and Friends this morning in America that the assassin has been captured. He was 22 years of age. And we'll find out more in this press conference. So sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. Let's see new information unfold in this press conference. Like, share, and subscribe. So just wait. Just wait and see what happens. So yeah, I just recently came back seeing my daughter, my granddaughter. That's why I haven't been live for a while. Family do come first, doesn't it? Family do indeed come first. Just seeing what we can see here. There's a lot of commotion, press, you name it. They all want to know. They want to know the scoop. The scoop, the scoopity scoop. Eventually. So if you'd like to share your comments, there's an open chat room here. Just share the comments. And we'll see how this press conference unfolds. It looks like it's about to get underway. Let's see the people into the room. And there's a lady that announced a 4-minute warning. She's getting herself in her position on the right-hand side of the screen. She's making herself to the left of the screen. And it should be making their way to the podium very shortly. Let's see how it all unfolds, eh? I suspect there'll be a lot of questions in relation to this. A lot of questions. Yeah. We do need some transparency in this too. Why did he do it? Who else was involved? And was he funded by anybody? Because I truly believe this person, this assassin, didn't do it by himself. Yes, he might have been the lone shooter, but let's get more into the background of it all. How long was this planned? Is there a memo out there?
Yes, so this press conference was scheduled to start about an hour.
Indeed, this person who did assassinate Charlie Kirk is a fucking lunatic.
They will be moving to the podium in the second half. I'm trying to see if I can see Captain Welch.
He's a fucking lunatic, all right.
They are moving
And
to the podium.
he will pay the full consequence by the law. Predominantly the death penalty, because Utah still has a death penalty. So
There is Cash Patel.
you might have, here we go. They're walking to the podium now. You'll hear the press conference. I'm going to mute myself.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated,
people mistake iSelect for a health insurance company when they're actually a comparison service.
I hate these bloody ads. Hold on. Just hold up for a second. These fucking advertisements. I really hate them. All right, here we go.
the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact Tyler also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I'll share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices, bulges, capital OWO, what's this, question mark." Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point." Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Bella Chow, Chow Chow." And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO." We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country, a terrible day for the state of Utah. But I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I'll now turn the microphone over to the Director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play. We will play that role, and we will lead after the federal government. Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox, the suspect was apprehended in a historic time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, processed that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to the dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake Field Office, along with our offices in LA, Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important to our nation, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions. And we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive speaking on behalf of the local law enforcement to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all, I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that has stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Thank you again to our incredible law enforcement team who has worked so hard. Sheriff, I got a solid 90 minutes last night, so I'm probably the most well-rested person up here. Ladies and gentlemen, I get the microphone, so I hope you'll permit me a moment just to share a few more thoughts about where we are and how we got here and maybe a little bit of where we go from here. I don't want to get too preachy, but I think it's important that we, with eyes wide open, understand what's happening in our country today. I've heard people say, well, why are we so invested in this? There's violence happening all across our country, and violence is tragic everywhere, and every life taken is a child of God who deserves our love and respect and dignity. This is certainly about the tragic death, political assassination of Charlie Kirk. But it is also much bigger than an attack on an individual. It is an attack on all of us. It is an attack on the American experiment. It is an attack on our ideals. This cuts to the very foundation of who we are, of who we have been, and who we could be in better times. Political violence is different than any other type of violence for lots of different reasons. One, because in the very act that Charlie championed of expression, that freedom of expression that is enshrined in our founding documents, in having his life taken in that very act, makes it more difficult for people to feel like they can share their ideas, that they can speak freely. We will never be able to solve all the other problems, including the violence problems that people are worried about, if we can't have a clash of ideas safely and securely. Especially those ideas with which you disagree. That's why this matters so much. Over the last 48 hours, I have been as angry as I have ever been, as sad as I have ever been. And it was, as anger pushed me to the brink, it was actually Charlie's words that pulled me back. I'd like to share some of those. And specifically right now, if I could, I need to talk to the young people in our state, in my state, and all across the country. As President Trump reminded me, he said, you know who really loved Charlie? The youths. He's right. Young people loved Charlie, and young people hated Charlie. And Charlie went into those places anyway. And these are the words that have helped me. Charlie said, when people stop talking, that's when you get violence. He said, the weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The only way out of the labyrinth of suffering is to forgive. Welcome without judgment, love without condition, forgive without limit. He said, always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. A few months ago, I referenced this last night, Charlie posted to social media, when things are moving very fast and people are losing their minds, it's important to stay grounded. Turn off your phone, read scripture, spend time with friends, and remember, internet fury is not real life. It's going to be okay. He again said, when you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to commit violence. He said, what we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have a reasonable agreement, where violence is not an option. Now, again, to my young friends out there, you are inheriting a country where politics feels like rage. It feels like rage is the only option. But through those words, we have a reminder that we can choose a different path. Your generation has an opportunity to build a culture that is very different than what we are suffering through right now. Not by pretending differences don't matter, but by embracing our differences and having those hard conversations. I think we need more moral clarity right now. I hear all the time that words are violence. Words are not violence. Violence is violence. And there is one person responsible for what happened here. And that person is now in custody and will be charged soon and will be held accountable. And yet all of us have an opportunity right now to do something different. I want to thank my fellow Utahns. This bad stuff happens. And for 33 hours, I was praying that if this had to happen here, that it wouldn't be one of us, that somebody drove from another state, somebody came from another country. Sadly, that prayer was not answered the way I hoped for, just because I thought it would make it easier on us if we could just say, hey, we don't do that here. And indeed, Utah is a special place. We lead the nation in charitable giving. We lead the nation in service every year. But it did happen here. And it was one of us. But I want you to look at how Utahns reacted the last 2 nights. There was no rioting. There was no looting. There were no cars set on fire. There was no violence. There were vigils and prayers and people coming together to share the humanity. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I believe is the answer to this. We can return violence with violence. We can return hate with hate. And that's the problem with political violence, is it metastasizes. Because we can always point the finger at the other side. And at some point, we have to find an off-ramp, or it's going to get much, much worse. But see, these are choices that we can make. History will dictate if this is a turning point for our country. But every single one of us gets to choose right now if this is a turning point for us. We get to make decisions. We have our agency. And I desperately call on every American, Republican, Democrat, liberal, progressive, conservative, MAGA, all of us to please, please, please follow what Charlie taught me. I'll just conclude with words I share often from a friend and author, Yuval Levin, who was asked if he was optimistic about our country. And he said, I'm not optimistic. He said, I hate optimism. God, that sounds bad. But he said, optimism is a vice. It's this idea that good things are just going to happen. He said, in the history of the world, good things have never just happened. He says, I'm not optimistic, but I am hopeful. And hope is the virtue that sits between the vices of optimism and pessimism. Hope is the idea that good things are going to happen because we can make them so. I still believe in our country. And I know Charlie Kirk believed in our country. I still believe that there is more good among us than evil. And I still believe that we can change the course of history. I'm hopeful because Americans can make it so. Ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to answer any questions you have.
Governor, can you please speak to whether the suspect is speaking with authorities and his demeanor, Tyler Robinson, when he turned himself in?
I cannot speak to that.
Governor, how do you interpret his motivation? Governor, how do you interpret the engravings on the case of?
Well, I will leave that up to you to interpret what those engravings mean. I think the clearest one that says "catch fascist," there's not, and by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. That's I think that speaks for itself.
Governor, you talked about this level of hatred that this person expressed at a dinner. Beyond that, is there anything in your view that you've discovered that may have radicalized or changed him to prompt him to commit such a horrific act?
There's nothing more that we can share at this time.
Governor, you indicated that he had been communicating with a friend on Discord about the gun. Do you anticipate any more arrests?
We do not at this time have any information that would lead to any additional arrests.
Do you believe he acted alone?
Yes, but the investigation is ongoing.
Can you talk more about the family, what they had to say about the suspect?
how he came into custody of police and where he is right now, Mr. Robinson?
Yes, so right now, Mr. Robinson has been booked into the Utah County Jail. You heard the president this morning report that he was taken into custody.
At Tyre Power, we're all independent owners.
You can trust our family to look after yours.
Capturing the truth of
I hate these fucking ads. Hurry up, you fucking ads. Get off.
Those of you that don't know where Washington County is, it is the southernmost, southwesternmost part of the state of Utah. It's about a 3.5 to 4 hour drive from here, where we are right now, and that's where he lived and where they turned him.
Is he talking more about what the family is saying about Tyler Robinson?
I can't share any more than what I've already shared.
Is he talking about details on how he got back to Washington County and how the gun was obtained?
So how we obtained the gun? The gun was found.
No, how the shooter obtained the gun and how the shooter then was able to get back to Washington.
So I don't have much more details on that. We do know that he drove. We had his car here on campus, and then we had his car going south back to the St. George. It's actually the city of Washington in Washington County.
Is he talking with authorities and did he discuss a motive?
I'm sorry.
Did the suspect plan to carry out any other attacks?
We don't have any information that
Are you
released.
going to be releasing the mugshot?
Yes, in fact, it was just released.
Is he
Yes.
talking with authorities and did he discuss a motive?
I can't answer that right now.
Can you clarify, you've spoken very eloquently about trying to reunite this country. Do you feel that this is a watershed in American history?
I absolutely believe that this is a watershed in American history, yes. The question is what kind of watershed? And that chapter remains to be written. Is this the end of a dark chapter in our history or the beginning of a darker chapter in our history? Look, I mean, if you look at true political assassinations in this country of someone of this stature, this feels a lot like the late 60s. And having one so gruesomely displayed on camera in all of our hands and in all of our pockets, we are not wired as human beings biologically, historically. We have not evolved in a way that we are capable of processing those types of violent imagery. And by the way, we've seen another one with a gruesome stabbing very recently that went viral. This is not good for us. It is not good to consume. Social media is a cancer on our society right now. And I would encourage people to log off, turn off, touch grass, hug a family member, go out and do good in your community. That is happening, and it's happening organically right now. I had a friend in a small city in Utah who said, we're getting together, the Republicans and Democrats in my little town are getting together to have a discussion last night, just to find a way to find their better angels. So yes, this could be, I mean, again, you have to go back to JFK to have seen a video live of something like this happening. I wasn't born until 1975, but I know that things were really dark in the late 60s. Sorry to some of you. I know some of you were there. This is our moment. Do we escalate or do we find an off-ramp? And again, it's a choice. It's a choice, and every one of us gets to make that choice. Two more questions right here.
Could we clarify that the release of those enhanced images at 8 p.m., the timeline that Director Patel gave us, led to the arrest at 10 p.m.? Is there a direct connection between those two events?
I cannot comment if there is a direct connection or not, but all I can say is that that through some process, the family came to know that this had happened.
One more thing, Governor. Could you just clarify the clothing issue you mentioned earlier? Was he changing outfits?
Correct.
Just clarify this?
Yes. So when he's first spotted on campus, he has different clothing on, and then he changes clothing on the roof, and then changed back into that clothing at some point, so that when he was apprehended, when he was arrested, the clothing matched the clothing he had on before the shooting here at UVU. Last question here.
You said that the suspect was from Utah. Can you kind of tell us a little bit more about where, and was he a student here at this university, and is there any history of mental illness?
Yeah. So I don't have any information on the mental illness part. He was not a student here at UVU. He was living and had lived for a long time with his family in Washington County. Thank you, everyone, for your great work in getting this information out. I would just say, process-wise, this may be important. I know many of you aren't familiar with the process in Utah. I think it's important that you understand that. Basically, we have 3 days for charging documents to be filed. A CI will be filed. We'll have more information then, more detailed information as those charging documents are filed in preparation for a preliminary hearing. So 3 days. So we would anticipate then that early next week those charging documents will be filed. We will obviously be working. The county attorney will be working very closely with Mr. Kirk's family as those documents and decisions are prepared and made. Thanks, everyone.
There you have it. There you have it. All right. I'll come back to you guys. Just give me a second. All right. Just give me a couple seconds. Remove. All right. So that last bit of information in that press conference, Tyler Robertson, who was the assistant of Charlie Kirk, was not a student at the campus where the shooting took place. But he managed to drive himself to the campus, get up on top of the roof, shoot Charlie Kirk, run across the other side of the roof, come down, and went and dumped the weapon and headed out of town to where he was captured last night. There's one thing that I really did pick up, but they're not actually saying it out loud, that this is a lone gunman. That there's no affiliated group that he was partaking in. I find that very odd. Yes, he might have been the lone shooter that did the act, but I truly believe there's something more behind the scenes to help him to become radicalized. Because if you heard in the press conference, if I am corrected, there were discussions within the family before Charlie Kirk came to Utah that the family didn't like Charlie Kirk. But when did Tyler Robertson make a decision upon himself to get the weapon, to get the ammunition, to get the ammunition engraved with a specific message of ideology, and then to top it all off, when did Tyler Robertson decide to commit the act of violence? They didn't mention this in the press conference. But they're the questions that I have. How long did he plan this for? Who funded it? And second of all, how did he become radicalized? There is a fringe group out there, not just one, there's several. There's fringe groups that want the political violence. And I can just name a couple. Antifa, Black Lives Matter, remember back in the old heyday of the 60s and 70s, Black Panther? There are fringe groups out there that encourage political violence. With Tyler Robinson associated with these groups? They're the questions I have, but that was not direct to these law enforcement and Cash Patel and the governor in this press conference. So 33 hours after the assassination of Charlie Kirk, they managed to get this guy last night because the family tipped him off to the law enforcement. The problem is when you get one side that would not listen to what can I say? They won't listen to the information. They have their own tunnel vision ideas that want violence under any means necessary. You can say that you want to come in peace. You can say you forgive them. You can say you love them. You can say that you respect them. But when they don't hear the message, they already got it in their mindset that they just want violence and hate. How can you convince the other side what they are doing is wrong? They can't see this. The message is not sinking in. What is sinking is, however, consequences. But there's certain states around America and there's certain situations here in Australia, the jurisdiction of those states that have these type of crime, basically non-valid. They let the criminals loose. And this has to be a message. We cannot stand this anymore. Innocent lives get taken every single day because of this, of different opinions. And in my honest opinion, it's only going to get worse until someone or people can shake the system to bring back law and order. And there are so many people that want to defund the police. So many. Even here in Australia. Because the message that I hear in my society, everyone's corrupt. Left, right, in between, police officers, lawyers, judges, your neighbor, your work boss, everyone's corrupt. And everyone looks fucking sideways at other people. Is that the way the society needs to function? Seriously. Because I am not calling for violence. I'm not advocating violence. No way. But I can see the vision now. There is going to be more bloodshed spilled on the streets if nothing changes. And this is the problem. This is the problem. Nothing changes when nothing changes. There needs to be a change. There definitely need to be a change. And I can say this, people can change. I have seen it. But there is so many fringe groups out there that just don't give a shit. They just don't. No matter what you say, no matter what message you put out there, they don't give a fucking rat's what you say. They're going to do that shit anyway. They're going to do it anyway. And that's why the jurisdictions in certain states really need to drop the hammer inside that courtroom and hold them account to the law. It's written in the Constitution. Hold them to the account. If they want to commit crime, fucking lock them up. And lock them up for good. Don't just give them a rock over the knuckles or a clip across the ears. Punish them. They do the crime, they have to fucking do the time. But the jurisdictions around the world are too damn fucking soft. Now it needs to change. Because nothing changes when nothing changes. Nothing. So who are these radicalized people associated with? How long was this planned for? Where did he get the weapon from? Was it even registered? Was Tyler Robertson under the watch list of the CIA, FBI? Does he have a criminal history? We don't know because they didn't say anything in that press conference. From my standpoint, they think that this is the lone shooter, like the JFK assassination. Remember? Lee Harvey Oswald? Lee Harvey Oswald? He was a pasty. That's what I say. They say this as a lone shooter. I'm not buying it. I'm simply not buying it. Because I know this, and it was said in the press conference, there's a lot of youth love Charlie Kirk, but there's a lot of youth that hate Charlie Kirk. So who planned this? Who funded it? And the reward to get this assassin of $100,000? Yeah, it might bring justice, but it will never bring Charlie Kirk back. I'm happy that he is captured. But we still have to wait, don't we, when it goes to court? What charges he's going to be facing? And I'll say this again. Utah does have a death penalty. They're one of many few of states that still do have the death penalty. So let's see how this unfolds. It's still a waiting game. But let's just hug those people you love more. Yeah? And I do want to take a bit of thing what the governor of Utah said. Get off social media. It's cancer. Get off it. Spend time with your loved ones. They're more important than the stupid shit you see on social media. It is definitely cancer. That's why I went to see my daughter for the first time in 15 years. So my granddaughter, who just managed to turn 1. I love them to death. I'll do anything to protect them. To hug those that are closer. Hug your family. Hug your loved one. And spend time off social media. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we will catch you on the next one. Please stay safe. And you never know what may be around the corner. Keep your eyes open. And lastly, pray for Charlie Kirk family and pray for the United States of America. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.